Delaware in the building. Y'all ain't ready for the Delaware takeover. Y'all not ready for this unique style and creativity that everybody in the world wants to see. Naj and Jay is bringing it, and everything they bring got that Delaware swag.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
What's all that?
You didn't tell me we was going. You usually say, okay, shut up. Like you usually tell me, you say something.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, everybody.
The intro is literally running where she can be completely aware of exactly what's going on. There is really no reason for me to say anything outside of what I just said. Warmest regards on this cold Wednesday.
Welcome to your evening sip of local news, what's happening, and real...
Oh, dang. You really are sleepy. Real world nonsense. Yeah.
Mess.
Oh, man.
I didn't write this for nothing.
You jumped on it and confused my mental. You know what I'm saying.
If it's one thing you can count on, we're going to be consistently inconsistent.
Right. Nah, but consistency is my consistency.
Consistently.
Bars, yeah.
I just want to say I'm wearing all of this because to cut back on business costs, we have decided to not pay our Delmarva bill. So it's going to be a little chilly in the studio.
Yeah.
But, you know, we boycotting because they're not for the people.
It's not that cold, but it's chilly. I mean, outside is miserable. But
oh, it's not? Oh, it's not?
This child is 98 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Like...
It's a cold
There's
one.
no insulation.
Speaking of which,
yes.
Temperature check.
Yes. Who are we going with?
How you feeling, Jay?
No. It always is me first. And I feel like today should be a lady's first moment. How are you today?
I'm tired.
Okay.
I got a little crick in my neck that is not allowing me to turn left. So right now I'm an ambi-turner.
That's funny. I'm more like a Nat Turner.
No, from the movie.
I don't care. I know what I...
Why do you
said
always
what I wanted
do
to
that?
say.
Oh, my God. I have a lot going on. I'm just getting over being sick. That's why we didn't have a show last week, because I was sick. And it's freezing, and I'm just getting paler and paler. Like, I'm basically using water as my foundation.
You're impaled. Because
that's where we are. But you know what? But God, but God, I'm alive.
The sunshine is coming, and we will be back to a reasonable hue of brown.
Yes. You will no longer have to question
right.
who you are watching. How are you feeling, Jay?
What was the break there? What was the stall for?
I thought that I had already asked you that.
Oh, you really are fried right now. That's okay. I'm okay. There are a couple of reasons for that. Number one being I slept well last night, and I slept terrible the night before, but I slept pretty ding dang good last night.
Ding dang.
Yeah. And some of the personal stuff that's been going on behind the scenes seems to be lightening, if you will. And that's not obviously, but it's a load off of my back that makes me feel a little more balanced and kind of myself again. So, and quite frankly, even though it's cold outside, it's a relatively sunny day. And past that, I'm excited about my art in a couple of different places.
Yeah.
So I'm okay. Much better than I was 2 weeks ago. I'm cool. Yeah.
I just wanted to give you guys some insight. Jay keeps talking about personal issues and
my business out there.
Being tired. And I just wanted to say, I think it's time that we address. He has been taking stripper classes at night, and he's gotten over the hump of his very first stripping evening. And he was really having a hard time being on that pole. A really hard time. But your boy got it, and he's twirling into people's lives.
Naj, so here's the thing. You're going to open up a can of worms that I'm going to take way too far. I'm going to give you the chance to like let it go at this point, but I will run this into the dirt and make you absolutely squeamish.
Why
because
would you do
are
that?
in
You
my
take the fun
comfort
out of
zone.
it. You take the fun out of it.
That's the fun
thing.
out of it for you.
But you're
fun in it for me and a lot of other
you.
people. Where you just literally made it about me.
No. It's not about you. It's about the people you're pleasing on that poll, Jay. Shh. Nope. We're done. Flowers. I think it's time that we move on.
Somebody said something about pleasure on a poll.
Flowers. I think we should move on.
This poll.
To flowers. Look, then put it up on the screen.
Don't play with me.
Put it up on the screen, Jay. Flowers.
I wear flowers in my thong.
Mrs. Shear.
Don't you put that conversation with Mrs. Shear. So yes, I will pull it back just because you did that. So 2 weeks ago, we did our temperature check. And I think it was obvious to a lot of people that I really was struggling, which I kind of feel bad about. I know it's like, keep it real, so it is what it is. But like, I do try to bring the best version of myself to the show, and I don't ever want to be lagging. I say all that to say that she watched the show, she heard what I said, and as only she could do, she was absolutely thoughtful, because not only did she recognize that I was going through it, but she also watched the show and knows that we were tearing up some nothing but cakes. She went all the way up 202, I know where she lives, and went and got me like a 12 or maybe 18 mini bundt cake variety pack. And it made my day. It's only something that someone like it's that mom gene. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, the grandmom gene at this point. And I mean that with the utmost of respect. You know what I'm saying? She has that clear understanding that it's the simple things, the thought and the simple, just this is a simple piece of joy to you and for you to enjoy. And she literally delivered it unexpectedly, just showed up at the house with it, and I wasn't even there. And it made my day. It really made my day. Yeah. So thank you. And flowers to you for being not only an awesome person in that moment, but Mrs. Shear, I'm saying this to you. I'm looking you in the eye on purpose, into the camera. You are literally one of the most genuinely kind people I've ever met. It certainly trickles down to your son, one of my best friends, one of my brothers from another mother, Mike. And just thank you for being you. Always, since I've known Mike, since 5 years old. So, yeah.
You got my heart too. Because them bump cakes. Child.
I even shared them.
The chocolate one.
Oh, yeah?
That one.
The lemon is it for me. Like, I could just eat a whole, loaf of them.
And they were so cute, little teeny little babies.
Yeah,
You're a real one, Mrs. Shear.
No, as real as they come. So, yeah.
Flowers to Erica, Elize, and Marshall. Charlie Rose Sweets. Their birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday. My neck.
Dang.
I want to.
That's rough.
Happy birthday, ladies. My Lord.
Oh, and you know what? Well, say more.
Happy birthday, ladies. You are beautiful and magical and amazing. And I love you both so much.
Yeah, I'll leave it there. It's fine. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, cool.
We have a commercial.
Here we go. We got to make a video for this, honestly. But,
we did.
Yeah. But where did it? Okay, let me see if we can.
I posted it.
Yeah, but I mean, I can put it on the show at any point, is the point. So if you give me the file, we can just run the commercial. But
why are we doing this? Why is he disrespecting me like this?
My pay grade is
higher.
Yeah. I'm here for all the smoke now because you can't give none.
Is this the part of the disability talk? Because I'm actually
yes,
just,
yes.
I'm an amputator right now. So,
Right.
do you want to protect your package deliveries? Are you tired of porch pirates? My Bridge Box will ensure that you never miss a package again. Sign up for mybridgebox.com for additional information. My Bridge Box is fulfilling a need within the community because people be stealing.
And if you have any other desire to see a package, again, I do have my OnlyFans pole dancing. So I'm just putting it out there again. I need to get this money. So yeah, I want to thank you for letting the people know about my newest business venture.
OnlyFans reached out to me one time and was like, "We're not just about that. We help musicians and blah blah blah." And I was like, "Nah, son, come on now, come on."
I think it's reasonable. I should actually never mind. Go ahead.
Leave it to him. Leave it to him.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
Play the piano. You know what I mean? Good lighting. Go ahead.
You disgust me. Oh my gosh. All right. Time to move on to local.
Oh no. Local. And is it playing? You actually gave me a proper heads up.
Local news.
Yeah! It's actually better
One
this
day.
way. The awkwardness is actually hysterical to me, but go ahead.
All right.
Yes.
The walls are coming down, y'all. The walls is coming down. They prophesied.
What's the
book of Revelations said. What?
Joshua fit the battle of Jericho. Joshua fit the battle of Jericho, and the walls came tumbling down.
My dad taught us that.
I knew I was trying to figure out what it was, but I was like,
yes.
Yeah.
The walls. Whoa.
And you know exactly what I just did there.
Come on, Altos, give me some more. Come on. Yo. NADJ classic hymnals coming to you soon.
Right. That was funny.
Oh my God. Yeah. So a building collapsed. It was a Hyde Park garage. It caused about 3 stories of cinder block to rain down onto the rear of several buildings on the 100 block of West 9th Street. Nobody was harmed, and it is super hazardous now. And the water and the Delmarva, even though whatever with Delmarva, everything's been cut off, but it looks crazy. And apparently there were a lot of violations.
Yeah, I mean, I don't need to rant about it, but
it was dilapidated.
And so, crumbling literally infrastructure and crumbling cities is a real thing. I have my own opinions, which I won't jump into, about how these things could be better managed outside of just tearing them down for dirt cheap and putting up something super expensive that the community can't afford. But, there are ways to handle these situations probably better than they are.
So many ways to handle a lot of situations in Wilmington, but
we won't go there today.
Or will we?
Well, we might. If she takes it, I'm gonna run. But go ahead.
All I'm saying is,
yep.
Woo, child! Because there's so much happening in the city, and what I will say, and this is unrelated to this, but related in a small sense. We got a lot of people speaking out and being upset about a lot of people and things in the city that are and they are much louder than they've been in the past, and I'm very happy about that. I'm very happy to see people. In some sense, it's people who have always been loud, but it's the support behind them now that has been louder. And that is what I'm proud of.
Well, we've talked about this a little bit already this week, which is kind of tied into the point you just made. I have been personally, and in observing other people and what we do, I've been observing a lot of recognition and sort of credit being shifted in ways that they should, in my opinion. And I think fundamentally, one of our personal concerns is that, and I really do mean this, and I'm being very objective, is that there are people who are given responsibility and support who don't do a good job at what they're supposed to, which is frustrating. But speaking to what you're talking about, these people who are being more vocal have been doing good work and should be getting the support and should have been getting the support.
Yep.
So it's good to see them getting that support now.
Yeah.
And it should continue to tilt in that direction.
Yep.
I'll leave it there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I can even go as far as saying that I have been, for a long time, I was completely out of community anything, you know, but as I get older, as I'm able to learn, as I'm researching and meeting people and connecting, like I'm able to see where I want to focus my efforts. And I also can see the people that need less airtime, that need less, you know, stuff.
It's been
support.
This is it's tied in. But as you say that, I'm recognizing that we've been doing what we do for going on 5 years, right? Is that about right?
Oh my God.
And
yes.
As I consider that, it's really a big deal that I have been able to observe you go from not even having an interest in saying anything outspoken and not even having a real interest in being locked in the community to becoming someone who is one of the big and intelligent voices about discussions that need to be had. And it's really cool to see that, you know? That's cool to see.
Well, I will say that I have inadvertently been mentored by a lot of people in the city for years without realizing it. You know, so I'm thankful for the relationships that I've had for over a decade who have always been supporters of community and what's best for our people and who have been loud about it. And here's the thing. My relationships have never been them pushing me to say something. It has been for what it was intended for, you know, a musical relationship, friendship, you know, like a personal relationship, friendship thing. And so to see them still doing their thing, and then I can back them up and say, this is what I know to be true. And this is what I've learned. It feels good to be able to say that,
of course.
You know?
Yeah.
So when we talking about,
oh, you taking the gloves off now? You about to do something? You can't even turn your little head, but that's fine.
Listen, when we talk about the walls crumbling and falling down around us, make sure that you got your feet on the foundation that is solid, so that when the walls fall and the floors crumble beneath you, you can still stay strong. Stop. We're dumb.
I'm just trying to provide a soundtrack to what you got to say.
Oh my God. So yeah, I'm glad that nobody was hurt. Maybe we should walk by there and fall.
I'm gonna fall on my back and be like, "Can I get those donations?"
Let's not post.
Right?
Let's not post anything or say anything anymore about my neck. I'm gonna go over there and fall,
Right. I'll sprinkle some rubble on you. You know what I'm saying?
It probably match my current state of skin color at this point.
Oh, chalking yourself.
Oh my God.
Mm,
Well, that's all the local news that I have for you at this
Yeah.
current moment.
yeah, let's dig in.
Yes.
Jesus Lord.
I don't know what to do.
Does this
my
qualify as real world mess?
neck.
The discussion we're gonna have?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so real world.
There's a couple things I want to talk about before that.
Okay.
So, I didn't do a temperature check with y'all, but just, I want y'all to know I see you, I hear you, I feel you. It's I don't think people are as frantic as they were 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. I don't think that it's dying down necessarily. I think people are still worried, but I think that people are coming to terms with how they're going to adjust to what's happening right now. Because every other day there's some new story, a new plane crash, a new racist comment, a new comment about LGBTQ community, a new comment about healthcare because they voted in that idiot of a man who, just stopped taking heroin. But we're okay. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. But I did want to bring up this one thing that I just thought was just incredible. Republican Congressman Rich McCormick was on a news station, and the subject was about
CNN.
yes, the subject was about school lunches, and this person said that children should get jobs to pay for school lunch. Let's rewind a little bit. The fact that we have a debt for school lunches is already like the dumbest thing on earth. Babies, children who are already, some of these kids are already trying to figure out a way to get to school. We want them to be in school. And then we make them feel terrible when they can't pay for the lunch that they shouldn't have to worry about. And then giving them a slip that says, oh, this is how much your mama owes for lunch, instead of feeding them. That's already a problem in itself. I actually had a college professor who started a fund in Jersey to pay off school lunch debt. And it was really successful. I'm pretty sure it's probably still going on now. But that's already a problem. But then you have this idiot of a man talking about we should put them to work. They should get a job in second grade when they're still trying to figure out who they are, what they're doing, how to wipe their own butts, and they should get a job to pay for their school lunch.
Well, you'd have to be a complete idiot to say something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say a whole lot about it because it's so absurd. But I will say that one of the things about America that makes me completely confident in my statement saying that the system is designed really just for rich people is our education system. Because if you are really trying to create a society and a culture of the greatest people, you want to get those people as educated as possible. I'm not complaining, but I would definitely have my doctorate in something and be better at something that I do now if school wasn't so expensive. And
Yeah.
mind you, I have had a great education. I'm not complaining, but it would serve me, my family, and my community better if, for instance, I was able to go back and get my doctorate in counseling, or if I was able to go back to school for photography and really learn that craft at a deeper level. If you want a better society, you want smarter people. But as we can see, perfect example is me and my family. Is we're paying a whole lot of money and we're basically school broke because we understand that the education system isn't fair. And it's just not fair that it's so hard to become educated. There are kids in every school who are as capable as the most private school kids, but they don't have the same resources, and it ultimately pans out accordingly.
Yeah.
And it's not fair. And we could just have such a better society if it was easier to get educated. But there's literally a cost barrier that prevents it. And now we're talking about literally a food barrier, because a child, I'm ranting more than I thought I would, a child
What matters
should be worrying about there shouldn't be worrying about anything. Let's be honest. The child should be able to get up in the morning in a house of love, eat a nice meal, a healthy breakfast, go to school and learn.
right.
And you learn all day, then you come home and come back to your family.
Yeah.
There should be no thought. And I would even, like, I'm okay with kids working as teenagers. There's value to that at a certain point.
Right.
But if a kid, I would, at the same time, if a kid told me that they know that they want to be an electrician, I would rather them spend most of their time apprenticing and learning their craft for the future than just working at McDonald's to pay for food money. Like you create a better person by having them be educated in something that they are genuinely going to take root in.
Right.
And preventing that with all kinds of barriers leaves us where we are, with a really bad education system, with kids who can't read like they should unless you got a whole lot of money. And that's not fair. And to make a comment like that just feeds into the problem more.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just really tired of these. It's not that someone said to me once that rich people have never understood not being rich. And my thing is, I've never understood what it's like to sleep on the floor for the majority of my life. But what I will do is at least try to understand and empathize with someone who has lived that life, so that I can be sensitive to their needs and their surroundings and their lifestyle. I'm not going to base everything off of everything I've been through only and everything I've seen only, because that's not life. Everybody has different experiences. And I'm tired of these rich folk talking about all these things that have nothing to do with how we actually live. And the simple fact that you are even having a conversation on national television and saying things like, let children go to work to pay for their school lunch,
and
says so much about our society.
And here's the thing, that I will be steadfast on this point. The hierarchy of America is money, celebrity, then we get down to race, and it breaks down further, and maybe even gender before race, or right evenly. But his comments, of course, make you think about black kids and brown kids.
It affects all kids.
Like, no one talks, we don't talk enough about how much poverty there is in white America.
Mm-hmm.
And quite frankly,
the majority of people on Medicaid and food stamps are white people.
And that's because they are also the statistical majority. And the percentages are a little bit different, but
doesn't change
but I need to really be clear about this. You know, I have been, I don't want to say fortunate, but I have been exposed to the far end of black poverty, and I've been exposed to the far end of white poverty. And they both are equally ugly. And, you know, to make a comment like that is just fundamentally, like, not human.
Yeah.
I don't know how you could be that detached from reality,
yeah,
to say that any child should
have to work
to work, not just for their food, but to get an education.
But you said something that just made me think, and I don't know where this fits, so help me connect it. What irritates me, I think, the most about these politicians and these public speakers and these celebrities when they talk about these types of things, is that the majority of folk who are listening immediately think black and brown.
That's my point.
Yes,
that's my point.
That pisses me off.
Yeah.
So then when you immediately think black and brown, you immediately care less.
And this is how we get to a Trump situation, because they are still
Like, oh, that's
poor
them.
white people who think that it doesn't have to affect, that it won't affect me because you're white. But it is,
or that you don't have to care because you think in your mind it's only black folk. Like, no, or it's only black and brown
it's
people.
Literally
it's
you.
all of us.
Like when you go past that beat up old shack in the mountains of Pennsylvania with the giant Trump sign, that guy is actually hurting your situation. He's saying that your kid should have to pay for it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know how that gets missed, but anyone who has studied some history fundamentally understands that is how America works, is that you have rich people who create a racial divide so that they can fool these poor white people into thinking that they're special and different from the other poor person who happens to be black and brown. Nah, that is, you see what's happening with Elon Musk and Bezos and all these people right under Trump. They don't care about your color. They just want to stay rich and keep you poor. Yeah. It's just that simple. Race is a factor, but the biggest factor is economics. And when everybody can see that line, there'll be a lot more unity and disgust.
So, oh, God. Okay. We're going to shake it up a little bit.
On the poll? Am I getting on the poll?
No, you only do that for money.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
We damn sure don't do this for money. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Go right ahead.
So we didn't talk about this one, but I'm gonna bring this back because we were supposed to talk about it a couple shows ago. So y'all always hear me joke about how I'm 51% owner of Naj and Jay, right? I joke about that. I only say that because there are grants that if you are a 51% Black female owner, you can apply for and get funding. So we jokingly say that.
But I'm about to get my Native American certificate and squash all that nonsense.
Listen,
go ahead.
If the Nanaco tribe or the Quechua tribe decide they want to adopt me before you get your papers,
right.
I'm a triple threat. But we own this equally. But we do have roles within Naj and Jay. I typically handle like our contracts and our like fundraising and our event planning, stuff like that. Jay handles like our tech stuff. He handles the photography and editing and most of the stuff. And then we, of course, work on things together. But like these are just things that we handle, right? We were talking about, so someone recently reached out to my dad to try and book me. Ishmael to try and book me. And then people will consistently hit up Jay to try and book Naj and Jay. And I always he knows every time I get so pissed off because instead of hitting us up in the Naj and Jay inbox, whether on Facebook, Instagram, or our email, they go directly to Jay as if they know for a fact that Jay is the one who is handling our bookings and anything related to Naj and Jay stuff. And I get offended because my thing is, why wouldn't you come to me? What is wrong with me? Why did you call my dad to book me for stuff? Why did you call? I'm a 33-year-old woman. My dad hasn't managed me since I was 26. Why would you go to my husband to book me for a gig? My husband's never been my manager. He has never handled my booking. So why do people do that? And me and Jay decided we were going to talk about this on the show.
So because
I run this. I just want to let you know. Don't go to jail about no money.
So I think false.
I got the nuclear codes.
Yeah. So, and what I said when we started the conversation is that I am sure that there is a level of sexism involved, right? Where you just automatically assume it's the man in charge, which is fundamentally sexist, right? I get that. That's wrong.
I think it's 75% sexist.
I don't know about that. And I'll say, and this is why. And I said this too when we had the discussion earlier. I guarantee you, and I can't, I don't know what the percentages are.
I guarantee it.
that part of the issue is actually a respect thing that you would maybe be taking as a backwards compliment. Because in a lot of cultures, and culture is culture. Like I remember yesterday, I'm kind of off tangent, that Abdul, a dancer, was saying that in Senegal, it's real simple. I give the woman the money and I stay completely out of the kitchen. We don't do anything in the kitchen.
Well,
we
y'all
are
need to
banned.
get like
Wait. No. But they're banned from the kitchen and that's their culture. That's what it is. You can judge it how you want. If you talk about very, very conservative, traditional, maybe Muslim culture, there's a line. Like they however you agree or not, like the women stay covered up and there's a certain point, like especially with like, if you go to like, I don't want to go all the time, but there are some people who would say, don't even look at my woman. And it's a disrespect for my religion and to me. And so I say all that to say, especially knowing how my dad moves in certain ways, it could be a respect of your family saying, I don't want you to think that there's something shiesty going on. So I'm reaching out to your husband. And I know you all are rolling your eyes and gasping.
Because I'm like, if you're saying, are you available to sing? How is that possibly looked at as shiesty?
Because if you and it could,
because I've had niggas be shiesty,
of course, but I'm literally saying, and I'm going to an extreme to make a point, but like so there's a wrestler, the fighter, UFC fighter, Khabib, and he's one of the greatest of all times. I'm being totally pompous by doing that.
Food.
Right.
I'm hungry.
And you have never seen his wife anywhere, and you never will. And even if you're his friend, you don't see the woman. And if you needed to contact her, you would go. And that's their culture, and that's how you respect it.
I get that.
And so I think that
that ain't my mother's culture. that ain't my.
Yeah, but if so, even me.
Stop yelling.
Sorry. Like, if I was going to reach out to you and I didn't know you at all, there would definitely be a thought in my brain. And I can't say what I would do, but I would be like, should I reach out to you or Ish? And you might see that as me being sexist, but it's also me being like, you're a young, pretty singer who's been famous on TV.
Okay,
and you might not, and I'm sure that you've dealt with a fair share of creeps for sure.
I said that I've dealt with the shiesty.
And so to make it real clear that I'm not, take it or leave it. You could say I'm wrong, but it's not me thinking you're a stupid woman. It's like out of respect for your family, I'm gonna reach out to him and ask, and that would be something that I would consider. I don't know exactly what I would do, but I'd be like, And I'm sure there are people who've been like, let me err on the side of being conservative and reach out to the dude.
I mean, listen, I hear you. But for me, I always feel like if you are coming to me in a professional, respectful manner, there shouldn't have to be a check-in with my husband. Because who you going to check in with if I'm single?
For sure.
If I was single, who you checking in with?
I get it.
If I didn't have a dad, who you going to check in with?
Of course.
So, but I think in with the Naj and Jay thing, I think it just really...
I see what you're saying there.
It just bothers me because you're not my man.
That's fair.
So why are you going to... What assumption what about Naj and Jay says, Jay's the one I'm going to speak to only? People have done it in person. So just to be clear, I went to Dell State. I went to Widener. I went to Chestnut Hill.
Yeah.
I went to college.
Yeah.
Okay? So don't disrespect me.
I'm joking, but it's pretty funny. I mean, who would you reach out to?
And that's the other thing. Why the hell would you reach out to him? Just
Dr. King, Spike Lee, Samuel Jackson.
I'm just letting y'all know now. Don't y'all reach out to nobody but me or my manager, Cheryl. Okay? Don't ask nobody nothing about me. This is me or Cheryl or Christopher Mack.
And so now you all know. That's how she prefers.
And now you all know, when it comes to Naj and Jay, do not contact Jay.
That's bullshit. But yeah.
Do not call me.
You should reach out to
email
Naj and
me.
Jay. You should reach out through Naj and Jay. You should reach out through Naj.
Saying this is why you should reach out to me, because Jay don't read the damn email. I do.
How many emails have you missed?
Are you kidding me?
No.
How many emails have you missed?
All of them, but you've missed a bunch. Don't act like you don't miss them.
But again, reach out to me directly. Reach out. The only time you reach out to Jay is if I blatantly ignore you. Like if you just don't hear nothing from me. Then you say, hey, I hit up Naj, Jay. And definitely don't ask his ass about no money. Don't ask him about no money.
That's complete nonsense. It is.
So if somebody asks you about money, what you gonna do?
You can't be serious right now.
If somebody asks you how much we cost, what you gonna do?
It depends on what the event is and what they want us to do. So I will tell them that we'll have a conversation and we'll get back to you. It's just that simple. And that is because we don't have a clear set fee list, and because there does need to be a discussion on it. Plain and simple.
We do have a fee list.
No, but really.
Oh my God.
I mean, yeah, but really. It's there, but come on now. Like,
are you kidding me?
No.
We actually do, and I use it for our bookings.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. This is why we don't pay Delmarva. That's why it's cold in the studio.
Well, that's why she's freezing.
This is why I'm 51% owner, because I know what is going on.
Right.
But don't assume that just because I'm as a woman.
No, that's fair.
That you can't talk to me.
You're
come respectfully.
You're 1,000% correct, but I just think it's important to recognize that it might not always be rampant sexism. It could be actually someone trying to be thoughtful.
I don't find that thoughtful.
Okay.
Ay. All right, last thing.
Yeah, this has been a long show, but it's fine.
Last thing, and then we're done. You want to do, which one you want to do? This one or that one?
Nah, black.
All right. So, what is black in terms of people? What is black? What do you consider to be a black person? What categorizes you as a black person or to have a black experience? I'll let you go first.
Ooh, it's actually a really tough question to sort of answer in, 2 sentences.
Right.
But generally, I view black as an American thing. And I view it through the window of whether or not your ancestors, that you can point out almost whether or not they have been victimized by the slave experience in America. Now, I know that slavery and colonialism encompass the whole globe, literally. And that Jamaicans had to deal with colonialism, Puerto Rico, all the places that are also close but right outside of America. And I have no issue with a Jamaican calling themselves black, or someone from Ghana saying I'm black too. Like, we're all black. But for me, really, like African American black Negro, like that is like you come from the blues. You come from gospel music. Your grandmom or great grandmom, whatever, was a part of segregation. You have a great grandmother who had to deal with Jim Crow America. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Just as a fundamental baseline.
Yeah.
And it gets convoluted very, very quickly. But fundamentally, if I had to define it, it's directly connected to the slavery that started here in North America in conjunction with the United States about 400 years ago. Okay. That's it to me. And the culture that has come from that.
Okay.
That's how I define it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I thought of that, when I hear that question and all that and hear your answers, I immediately am brought to my upbringing and understanding what in those moments made me say I was Black, like where I felt my Blackness the most. I felt it in church.
Yeah.
I felt it in the funerals, the way that we did our funerals, the way that we did our church services, the way that we prepared foods, you know, the recipes that were passed down from my grandmoms and my aunts to my mom and her sisters, my aunts. It was in the songs that we learned as kids. It was in the neighborhoods that we started out in.
The food.
Yeah, I said that.
You did? Dang.
Yes.
I zoned out. That's terrible.
I literally said the
That's
food.
terrible. That's terrible. Yeah.
It was in the music that my parents listened to. So it was in Prince. It was in Mary J. It was in Faith. It was in Anita Baker. It was in Ice T on the cassette. You know, it was in cookouts and baby showers. It was this like feeling of being incomplete or like I wasn't safe or I wasn't welcome in an all white setting or in a setting where there were no other children that looked like me, you know, and the tone in which people spoke to me made me feel like I'm not like them. It's definitely an American experience now that I've lived overseas and have come to understand how they view America and how they view race, and how they view what an African American is versus an American versus Black.
Versus an African.
Right. I just said that.
You didn't say that.
Yes, I did.
Is my brain like on half right now? Okay, sorry. But I thought, sorry. Cool.
But all those things. And I also see it in community. I also see it in community, like a real community. And I know a lot of people may question that because when you look at Indian families, they have very, like their community is tight, like, and so are like Asian communities and Hispanic communities. But the Black community, there is a community within, like, there's a togetherness and a safe feeling that comes with a room or an event filled with our people from our neighborhoods, from our schools, and we're all doing the same things and enjoying the same things.
I feel like
taking care of each other.
I feel like the barbecue is like one of the universal things. The barbecue, HBCUs, Black church. Those are three things that are uniquely American that anyone who has grown up here as a Black kid has experienced to some capacity.
Yeah.
And it's very different in other places.
Yeah.
Very different.
Very.
And that's not a bad or good thing, but like, you know, if I say we're going to the barbecue, and that could be anywhere from all the way out in Oakland, all the way up to Minnesota, it's going to be pretty similar. There's going to be some slight differences in food, slight differences in how they make their greens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know what you're walking into. Like, you know what's going to be played musically.
Right.
You know what's going to go down.
Right.
If I went to a Jamaican barbecue, I'm going to be excited to go.
Yeah.
I'm going to be excited to eat, but I don't really know what I'm walking into.
Yeah.
That's not my comfort zone. I'm going to try to blend in. I'm going to try to not say something stupid. I'm going to make sure I don't try to use some ridiculous Jamaican accent to try to act like I'm cool.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to feel like I'm home.
But just like how you feel like you feel comfortable, even though you're not really sure. The other thing that I don't know how this connects, maybe help me, but I also know that within our experience, or my experience at least, we are so quick to invite others into our experience and our culture without making them feel like
we love showing it because we know it's dope.
Yes. I don't feel that in certain cultures. Now, I will say, I felt that in Indian culture, and I felt it in, like, of course, West Indian culture because we're running the same, and Hispanic culture, but other ones not so much.
And that's a perfect another one. Like, like there is nothing better than when Puerto Ricans put the pig on a spit. They can roast the hell out of a pig. And I will go to any Puerto Rican barbecue that is set up. But it's different.
Yeah.
It's different. And it's wonderfully different. But it's
Yeah.
different. And that to me is like those three things, like black church, HBCUs, that's black.
Yeah. I also feel a sense of like the education, like the things that my parents taught me and my family members taught me and my community members taught me growing up. I walked into any school feeling like not a genius, but feeling smart as hell.
Okay.
Like I felt like my experience raised me to have me feel fearless in a space where not that I shouldn't feel
but in a
welcome.
Space that's not home.
Right. And I don't know, that's just my experience and I've seen similar ones.
Yeah.
But honestly, I feel like my black is feeling fearless.
But so I want to make sure that we kind of touch on the point for the reason we had this discussion, because you were talking about how you didn't feel as black as certain black people. And I was like, nah, like you're as black as anybody. And you need to own that.
There have been times
so can
in
you
my
talk
life,
a little bit about that? Because I really want to kind of dig more into that side of it, if you're okay with it. Well, and I can speak on it for my side too, but yeah.
I think that stems from my colorism experience.
Mm-hmm.
You know, being a light-skinned black woman, and this is always controversial when you get into colorism, but I have been made to feel because of my hue.
Yeah.
I have been made to feel like I'm not black enough.
And unfortunately, sorry to jump in like that, I think that that's part of the black experience.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
And someone who is of a darker complexion will tell you the opposite in some ways.
Right.
They might get the sort of claim blackness technically in some ways.
Right.
But their experience is that I got made fun of for being dark.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And then there's you have the privilege, Nadja, because you're lighter.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
sticky situation.
Yes,
and that's part of the experience, because I think so one of the points about blackness is, like, I think my dad is actually a perfect example, because if you just looked at a picture of him, he doesn't look white, but
he's like a poppy.
He looks like a poppy. He looks like some kind of an Argentinian dictator, right?
What
you
the
see,
hell?
no, because there's a picture of him where he's like in a suit and he's all like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
he looks like a Spanish dictator. I'm telling you, like he would just like, it's really funny. But as soon as you see him walk or say two words, you be like, oh, that's a nigga right there, boy. 1,000%.
Yeah.
And the point in saying that is that when he talks, he is blacker than some people who are very dark. To the same point, and this is why I've said this before.
Well, does that mean that? So here's the thing.
Yes, because if we have a Republican, if we got a dark-skinned Trump supporter who does nothing for black people, you're a little bit less off the black scale. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. That might be your black experience, but you aren't even trying, like you're trying to run away from it. I can't say too much, but I know someone who I grew up closely with who is way darker than me, who said, I'm not black because of my experience. And I'm like, honey, you're black, but she didn't think she was black, which means that between my dad and her, who's blacker?
So the hue, what is my question? Is the hue, the hue is not...
It matters.
The experience is not determined by the hue.
Completely, but it affects it. Yeah. Like we can talk about Ish. Like you've seen the difference between how he gets handled because he's big and black.
I thought I knew what racism was until...
So that matters.
Stop yelling
I'm in a good mood.
My ear is ringing.
That's because you got a headache.
I almost just broke my neck trying to look at you to get you to shut up. The black loudness... Listen, your ancestors were quieter than you, okay? Stop it. We're going to continue this conversation next episode because it's a big conversation.
Well, yeah.
Okay. But I'm excited that we started it.
Yes.
And it was a little
But the whole conversation
like
is
the Black
convoluted.
experience, baby.
It's not black and white. You know what I'm saying? 100%. And I think that's one of the cool things about it. And I guess I'll leave it there.
One of the beautiful things about it.
100%.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about what's going on.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Real quick.
Let me get to the things. Bang, bang, bang.
I'm going to fire you.
That's fine. That's perfectly fine.
I'm going to fire you.
All right. You ready for
You're
the
not
first
even
one?
in order.
Okay. But are you ready for this one?
Yeah.
Bang.
Thursday, February 20th, Holy Mike featuring Anthem and hosted by Brene. The Hill, 2900 North Van Buren Street, Wilmington, Delaware.
Okay. Go there next.
Hadira Yoga Studio and Unified Creative Exchange presents.
Was the funniest part. Was it hot?
I didn't want to say it wrong.
Yeah.
Saturday, February 22nd, 5 to 8 p.m. Paint and Sip, Galentine's Day R&B edition, instructed by Queen Picasso, Brittany Glover. Purchase your ticket today. Go to Hadira Yoga Studio or go on Facebook and to the events and look up this event to register.
I'm gonna just keep going. You catch up.
Okay.
Yep.
And we have Rethinking Land Use with Rethinking Delaware. Join us for a panel discussion about how rethinking land use can help reduce sprawl and increase access to public transit.
That's not a hard word, yo.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
All right. Love in the 90s. Del Art Cinema presents. And this Saturday is going to be Love and Basketball, which is not really a good love story.
But it's a great story.
It's
Sanaa Lathan in her prime.
If you don't know your self-worth.
Oh my gosh. Lord have mercy.
I know my self-worth, baby. Ain't no way I'll be play me if you love me. Negro, you either want me or you don't.
Oh my God.
Okay, because I look good for my age.
Good God.
And I'm talented.
Oh man.
She was dumb. Okay, she was dumb.
All right. I'll let you tell me when to move on.
Shoot. He had her out here acting like she just some girl by the way, but she was cute and she was educated. Like, and then you were just living your life all miserable and stuff because this Negro didn't want you. God, get up. Stand up. I'm sorry to the Love and Basketball people out there, but I'm just saying, he broke her little spirit. She was a hot little firecracker when she was little, and then just lost it. Like, don't you be waiting around for no man. If he don't want you, he don't want you. Move on. There are more fish in the sea. Okay, all kinds of fish. Talk about come play me if you love me. No, I don't play games.
A nerve has been struck, and I'm just going to let you ride this wave on out.
I just don't want nobody else growing up to watch this movie and think that they're going to find a love like Love and Basketball. You don't want that, sis.
Am I allowed to go forward?
That's on
no.
That's on Saturday.
Okay.
At 1:30. All right, go ahead.
All right.
Brandywine backstory, Wilmington Parks, the legacy of William Bancroft and the Woodlawn Trustees, 7 p.m. And then Black Dolls, hold on, sorry. Dolls of Color exhibition tomorrow at 8 a.m. Black dolls are artifacts of culture and history. In addition to their visual beauty, they silently contribute stories and lessons to be learned from the past. This is free. Stephanie Ferris will be at the Barn on February 22nd, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and February 23rd, 12 to 3.
All right. I think, come on.
I can't.
Is that confirmed?
WJVS Live.
Wait.
Oh my God. Listen, it is this Friday. I will send you the information. I will send out the correct information. But it's getting the mix from 8 to 11, some hors d'oeuvres, some drinks, and a bunch of...
So we have confirmed it?
Yes.
Okay.
We have a bunch of DJs. Come and have a good time. It's just a good way to come and connect and hang out. It's $10. I'm going to post the link and the flyer, and we'll be good to go. So...
Okay. And finally, this is...
What the hell?
Exactly.
Oh.
If you can see it, it's probably difficult to see. But this is for Aleem Smith's Yesterday Night. His next exhibition is going to be this Friday at the Chris White Gallery. And you can see his flyer for it there. And, you know, being the pure artist that he is, you can see that it is not in the box as your typical flyer. I know I can say from my end that I'm going to do my best to get there and support. He made a post recently about doing art shows, and this is, you know, he said it, and I'm very interested in how this exhibition is going to go because he specifically said that
he hates doing them.
He doesn't like doing them, and that they don't really make him money, number one, and that they're really just an opportunity for him to be like, I'm still here.
So yeah. Let me translate that.
What do you mean?
In the Aleem way. Y'all broke. I don't make no money. I spend more money doing it. But all y'all talk about is where I'm at and what I'm going to do because y'all want to get outside. So here, damn.
And I will be there. Damn.
We're going to, you know, we need to call him
Aleem,
out.
hold on. I'm going to tag you in this because let me tell you something.
No,
hold on. Aleem, you know I love you, bro. And let me say this real clear. Because I saw the other post that you made about how you don't like when people ask you what you're going to be doing next, what you're working on.
Guess what we're going to do?
Guess, right here.
Wait.
Right.
Dog. Wait, I'm going to say it and then you do it. I'm going to say it and then you do it. Hey, Aleem.
Go ahead.
What you got going on? What you got going on, bruh? I just want to know what's going on. What's happening? What's popping?
So we're going to ask, and you could be mad at me, you know what I'm saying, because it's all love either way. But I'm going to ask you what you got going on.
You got going on.
As someone who is new to the world of visual arts, I got questions.
What you working on?
What you working on? And how did you put all this together? So the thing about him, he going to get interviewed. And if you remember the last time we interviewed, that boy went off. And some people got mad, which I love. But the funny thing about that is, this was before DCAD shut down.
And now look at him.
He was spot on. Everybody that was mad about that, now. So, you know, I'm sure he's going to talk ears off again, and I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to see what he puts up on up in the exhibition. So, yeah.
Well, I'm going to go find some heat. It's been real. I love you so much for watching. Remember, I'm 51% owner. I'm the big dog.
You all have a wonderful rest of your week. We think you're fantastic. Yeah, we'll see you later.
See you next week. Mm-hmm. Oh, no, see you this weekend when we post about the events. Bye.
Later.